Welcome back. In this Cover Your Assets CYA video, we're going to go over the commands, or at least some of the commands. Now, if you just type in CYA, you'll see that it gives a list of, well, you get a few things. You get action, enter a valid command. Please enter a valid command. To list commands, enter CYA space help, and you also then get a list of your current backup profiles with a disclaimer unless you've turned that off. So I'm going to go ahead and type in clear, and I'm going to issue CYA space help. Now in here you can see here where it says action help, and then we get the various commands. Now we have backing up here, and you can see we have save and keep, and then you have save, standard rotating backups, keep, manual backups, never deleted. Although if you put the overwrite flag, they will be overwritten. Then we have restore command, which will restore the system. I'm not going to go over that one in this video. There's going to be a whole separate video covering that. We have config file, which lists the configuration file help. Directories, list directories to back up. We have list, which lists current save backups. We have remove, which deletes manual backups. Well, I should say remove. Then we have script, which will make an automated Linux mounting script. Updates is how to find updates. Uses lists some of the uses for this script. And version checks for new versions. Now, some of these are going to be covered in more detail in other videos, but let's start with configuration file. So I'm going to clear this and type in CYA space config file. Now when I do this, we get a list of files. This is how you can make changes to the system. You make changes to the CYA.conf file, which is located in /home/CYA. And all changes, you should make all changes using your preferred text editor. I use Vim, but you can use Nano or whatever, however you wish to edit it. Emacs, even a text editor, a GUI editor like, something like Pluma or however you wish to do it. Now, the options at the time of this recording are you can add additional directories to include in backup. You can exclude subdirectories from a backup. And you may also add specific files to include in a backup, and you may turn the disclaimer off, which is this right here. And there's videos on the three big ones. The disclaimer, you just simply would copy disclaimer, all uppercase equals, and in quotes the word off, and you put that in the CYA.conf file. Order does not matter, so it's any order goes. Let's clear this and go back to CYA help. You can see here that we have directories, and this will list the directories that are being backed up. There's a whole nother video on that, so I'm not going to review that in this video. List is simply list the backups. So if I clear this and type in CYA space list, you'll see here it says action list backups, and we get a list of the current backup profiles. So let's run help again. Remove, well, that simply removes a backup. So, for example, let's say that we want to remove, I'll scroll back up here. Let's say we want to remove this restore right here. So I'm just going to copy this because I don't want to type in the Unix timestamp there. So if I clear this and type in CYA space remove, hit enter, then, well, it does show it there too, but just paste that in. And then I hit enter. It'll ask me, are you sure? I answer yes. And it will go ahead and ask me for my sudo password, and then it will say deleted. So if I clear this and type in CYA space list again, you see it's gone. Now, I'll go ahead and show you what happens if you type in something that doesn't exist. Say I mistype opt. You'll see here opt2 does not exist. So clear this. We'll go back to help. Script, which I'm going to have a whole separate video on for the mounting, for the Linux mounting script. I'm not going to cover that right now. Updates is how you find updates. So if I clear this and type CYA space updates, you'll see here action updates, and you'll see here we can go to the website address and a GitHub address and get updates. Clear. And if I type in CYA space help again, we have uses. So if I clear this, type CYA space uses, you'll see here it says action uses, and it will say what the script may be used for: software testing, configuration changes, bad upgrades, foil intruders. Clear that and type in CYA space help again, and we'll get a version, which just simply looks up the version, and there's actually a video on that as well. But that's important, so I'll go ahead and run that here. So if I type in CYA space version, you'll see it go out and it checks and sees, and it will tell me, hey, I have the latest version. If not, it would say you need to upgrade it. Now, that's of this time of this recording. So if you are using a different version, it's possible 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, whatever in the future. I will update this video periodically as necessary when I have time, but I am pretty busy, so it might not always match the most current version of CYA. But still, just typing in CYA space help will always have the available commands that you can look up that you're able to run with the system. So I'll see you in the next video.